So, what was the residential school you went to called?
The school is called St. Anne's School. The first year I was enrolled there, and my parents took me personally to the school. Then there was happy to see me and told me that, oh, he's going to be a good boy here.
That was in Fort Albany?
That was in Fort Albany. They took us upstairs.
Okay, hold on. So how long were you there for?
I was there for 10 years.
What age did you start going there?
Well, actually, I was in 58, 59 or something.
So you started in 1958 or 59?
Yeah.
So you were like 7?
I probably was 7 years old. I can't remember.
Okay. So what kind of stuff did they do there when you first got there?
It's mostly you gotta look after yourself.
Well, when you first got there.
And if you forgot there, they took us upstairs, changed our home clothes, shower, get a haircut. Mostly everybody there get their brush cut right away. You get numbered. They give us numbers. So that number we gotta remember that all the time.
What happens if you forgot the number?
If you forget your number and then you get slapped around, usually means you get slapped around. You have to remember that number again. if it's number called. If you don't, then you get a slap in the head, and sometimes that man always says something mean words. That's not.
Was it a big school?
Well, to me at that time it looks very big to me. When I was young, I was only 7 years old, I guess.
So, how many students do you think there were?
We were a lot, about close to 200, I guess.
Okay. So about the size of Nicole Secondary Cochrane High School?
Yeah. It would look like, yeah, something like that, yeah.
Okay.
The classroom were very small, so.
Did the boys and girls get different treatments?
Mostly some that nun that supervised us was a Wesley sister.
She was a nun?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mostly our family name like Wesley or close to it. They were well treated. And other than that, the other ones wasn't no. He called us names, sometimes family names, That nun called my name, that Nakoochees, the dirtiest people in the village. That's what he called us. And every time we would go place downstairs or whatever, we had to be on 2x2 all the time. Very quickly sufficient, so it'd be not, she'll come right in front of you and then slap you again and move.
Did any kids die at St. Anne's?
I don't remember. There was one incident, a few students ran away from that school. 3 or 4, because they were never heard after that. I guess they never came back.
What happens if you ran away and you got caught?
If you get caught and you're brought back, you get a very severe penalty. You either get a strap in front of the students, or you get a stick, almost like a 1x3, 1x4, like 3 feet long. One time, one person got brought back from running away. He brought back to the dining room. He was hitting and he got hit a lot. I guess to his head, he was bleeding. I didn't really care. Because I was sitting beside him, that person, so when that person back, you have to eat and do something. You don't look, whatever. You just have to.
You had to ignore
Don't
it?
stare. You don't stare at people.
So you ignored it?
Yeah.
You had to? What about your brothers and sisters went there?
My sister's brother was there, but
Your
my
brothers?
sister's gonna work in the late, I guess, 60s, I guess. Well, at that time was 19. After that was 1967. I guess it started to die down.
Mm-hmm.
As our supervisor, I guess that supervisor was leaving. So
Mm-hmm. So all your brothers and sisters went there?
yeah,
So what about the food? What was the food like there?
the food is mostly from the everything. We had cattle. We ate normally, I guess. All we had is mostly member supper time was just stew. I don't remember. The only best time we had a good meal was one time at Easter. Everything. Like it's almost. One time they feed us a horse meat. And they didn't tell it was a horse meat. It just, I guess. Some people got sick. I got sick too with the stomachache cramps. I guess they took that food up before somebody reported it.
So what about the electric chair?
That electric chair, I remember. They used that old telephone, the one you crank it,
Mm-hmm.
and they put the electric wire attached to the chair, the metal chair, not the metal chair, something like a chair anyway.
Mm-hmm. They strapped you in, I guess?
No, really. It's just the the people that did that, they were just like an amusement to them. All the kids wanted to sit in there like they were waving, oh, me, me, me. So I didn't raise my hand, so mostly. So my name brought up, they called my name in there, I guess I didn't choose my name. I guess he chooses the people that didn't like. So I sat there on a chair.
So like if you didn't raise your hand, they would pick you?
No, it just randomly.
Just random? Okay. So you sat there.
I sat there, and then you could feel that electric shock, and then taken off. It said again, that nonsense, and I have to put back again until I cried, I guess. It was really hurt. They used electrical current, the one they use in the fence to keep the cattle, in.
Okay. So when did you leave?
Well, it was 1960. It was my last year in residence school.
Mm-hmm.
It was 1965, I think, that nun left. We thought we were happy to hear that she was leaving. Everybody was happy, excited.
Mm-hmm. So is St. Anne's still there, like the building?
The building now is gone. Somebody burned it down,
like
right
arson?
to the ground. Somebody, yeah, arson, I guess. Nobody found out. Nobody found out who did it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there was suspicion person this one did, but that school is gone, I guess.
Okay. Alright. So thank you.